Thank you for tuning in this morning, this afternoon, or this evening, and for carving time out of your day today to listen to the Summer 17 Release Readiness session. Matthew and I will be covering the email integration with Lightning for Outlook or Lightning for Gmail and Lightning Sync. My name is Damien Joly. I'm a product manager here in the Sales Cloud at Salesforce.
Hi there, and I'm Matthew Barnhart, also a product manager in Sales Cloud.
We'll start the presentation with the Safe Harbor slide. We like to show that slide to remind you to make your purchasing and implementation decisions based on currently available functionality. We'll be talking about roadmap today, Matthew, so let's make sure to let our viewers know what is a current functionality, what is coming out in the summer release, and what's roadmap. So why are we talking about integrating with email? Why does it matter? According to McKinsey, sales reps spend a lot of time in their email application, on their calendar application, to set up meetings with their clients, to interact and exchange emails. So there's two ways to integrate Salesforce with those email applications. One way is to bring emailing and calendaring capabilities into Salesforce. That's available today. And the flip side to this is to bring Salesforce functionality in those email applications. So that's what we'll be talking about today, bringing Salesforce tools and Salesforce productivity features in Outlook and in Gmail. We've also included the picture of a mobile phone, and I'll let you cover that part, Matthew.
All right. So what are sales reps working on when they're doing all this stuff in their email and their calendar application? Well, when it comes to emails and they're in a Salesforce kind of mindset, they're going to read an email and think, oh, this inspires me to do some kind of action in Salesforce, but do I really have to go log into Salesforce separately to do it?
Hopefully not.
They hope not. And they say, well, I have this email here. I wish I saved a copy of it into Salesforce and associated it with the right records. Is that going to be an annoying copy-paste? Again, we hope not. We're going to talk about that. And how about just you're inspired to take some action, create an event, create an opportunity based on what you're reading. And this is an exciting new one, and we heard it from them. They've said, our users have told us, I'm writing an email here in my email application. I know I have these great email templates in Salesforce. That's not helping me here in Outlook, is it? So that's another thing that we want to address. When it comes to contacts, it's really about having the contacts at your fingertips wherever you are, whatever device, whatever application. So you want to see your contacts in Salesforce. You want to see the same ones in, let's say, Outlook. And if you're running through an airport, you want to see them on your mobile phone that you pull out right now. And you want to make it so that if you edit in either of those places or in any of those places, the changes propagate everywhere. And it's the same kind of story with events, but there, timeliness is even more important. You want to know what your calendar is, what your next meeting is at a moment's notice on whatever device. Again, our users say double data entry and context switching are really irritating. Why can't I just do stuff wherever I am, whatever app I'm in, and just know that data will propagate everywhere?
And that's why we had the mobile phone picture on the first slide.
Indeed.
Great. Well, thanks for presenting all those flows. Those are the major business requirements that we hear about. So let's jump into a demo and show you guys what you get with your Sales Cloud license, with your Service Cloud and Platform license, actually. Those features come for free. You've already made the investment to be on the Salesforce platform, and you get to benefit from those integrations today. So I'm going to open Outlook. And while Outlook is opening, you'll recognize the Outlook interface on the left-hand side. And then with Lightning for Outlook, on the right-hand side, you now see a new column that comes and enrich the experience that you have with Outlook. So as you are reading emails, Salesforce recognizes the people emailing us, and details coming from Salesforce are now available. I can also drill down on those contacts that were found in Salesforce and get even more details about those people. You'll instantly recognize your organization and all the work that Salesforce administrators have done gets utilized here to display information. So the layouts, the compact layouts that you've spent time putting together, the detailed pages layouts that you've put together are basically consumed to display the specific information that you already have in place in your Salesforce organization. If that person's title is not actually that, I can edit it on the fly. So he's on the functional side. I'm going to save this, and I'm saving that information directly in Salesforce as I work in my email application. There are other tabs where I get to collaborate with my coworkers. I can mention them and tell them, hey, Damien just emailed me, or he's asking for such and such information. I can also see the activity timeline with past touch points, maybe something that's coming up in the future, and then the related information for that person. As I step through my emails, you'll notice that Lightning for Outlook remains open. So this is something that you've asked us desperately to get. We took that feedback to heart, and we've worked with the Microsoft Office admin team to ship the ability to pin Lightning for Outlook open. So I'm circling over the pin over here. When you pin that experience, as soon as you open Outlook, Lightning for Outlook will come up. And as you browse through emails, the content is simply going to refresh. You're not going to have to click on the Salesforce icon in the ribbon anymore and reload everything. So it's going to help with performance. It's going to help keep Salesforce top of mind. That's also how you're gaining adoption with your Salesforce organization. So I've stepped on the email from Alex. Same thing, I can drill down on Alex, look at the activity timeline. I can do the same thing on all the other records suggested by Lightning for Outlook. So the account, I drill down on the account. I can drill down on the opportunity, so on and so forth. Now, let me show you something really cool that comes out in the Summer 17 release. I'm going to create a new email, and I'm going to utilize Lightning for Outlook to do that. So I'm going to add Alex on that email. And Lightning for Outlook allows me to quickly craft an email based on a Lightning template. As I click on that button, I can merge fields in the template based on a contact, but I can also do that based on a Salesforce object. In this case, I'm going to select the opportunity object, select the opportunity that I'm working on with this client, and select the template that I'm interested in to thank him for his business. The email subject and the email body were quickly populated so that I have this consistent experience. All the time that I've spent creating Lightning templates in the Lightning experience are now available to me at my fingertips where I work in my email application. Okay, so now I've written the email. I'll go back. The email is ready to be sent. Before I click on the send button, I'm going to copy that email in Salesforce. So I'm going to do so by clicking on the association icon over here, on the person, as well as on the opportunity. So I'm getting little notifications that the email is going to be saved. I click on the send button, and that's it. I've not only crafted the email, but I've also sent it in Salesforce and out to my client.
This is great. I mean, these are the two biggest feature requests that we've heard for a good while, which is allow the Salesforce tool to be pinned open at all times. So it's really like having Salesforce in another tab, but right there. And the idea that you can create an email, save a copy of it, and send it all at once.
Absolutely.
Those are the biggies.
Yep. So we spent a lot of time responding to your feedback, and it was a slam dunk to bring those capabilities to you. So we're quite excited to have the summer release roll out in June, and you'll be able to get that towards the mid to late June timeframe. So let's talk about those other icons. I find them very nifty. Here, I've used the bust out icon, one of my favorite icons. That allows me to jump into Salesforce. I'm already authenticated. If I were to go on this account, the icon, the link is smart, and it remembers the context that I had in my email application. So now I'm looking at the same exact account in Salesforce. So you see here that I have the Lightning experience, but don't get mistaken, despite the name, it's also compatible with the classic UI. So if you are using the classic UI, that link will take you onto that account using the classic UI. Okay, great. So now I go back and I have this publisher available to me where the administrator made 4 actions available to me. So you were talking about inspiration and reading emails, wanting to take actions in Salesforce as I'm reading those emails. Here it looks like I have 4 actions available to me. I can create a new contact, a new opportunity, a new custom lead, and a new account. So when I click on that action, the administrator has a lot of capabilities there. They can add and remove fields. They can keep on adding actions. When you have record types on some of your objects, you can create 1 action per record type. You can make as many actions available to your users as you desire. So this is very powerful. You can make it super specific to your industry, to your company. And finally, you can even search Salesforce. So you recognize the search capability. This is the same exact search capability that is available in the classic Salesforce browser application. Remember that search box at the very top? So here I can search for any Salesforce record. I've got some pre-typing. It remembers the records that I was using before. So here I'm looking at another opportunity. I can also link that opportunity to this email. The icon is over here. Okay, so that's the experience that we have on the Outlook front. Now let me switch to Gmail. So the experience for Gmail is very similar. And it's actually a great story. So I'm very proud to announce the general availability for Lightning for Gmail in the summer release. We've been working on that integration for a couple of releases now, and in spring 17 it was in beta. Now we are announcing that generally available. You have the option to complement your Gmail experience with Lightning for Gmail, and similar capabilities as those that I've demonstrated so far are available in Gmail. So same thing, Salesforce recognizes the people that I'm emailing with. I can drill down on these contact records. I see also the accounts they are working for, opportunities open on those accounts, so on and so forth. I've got publisher actions available over here. You'll see that in that organization, I have access to more actions. I have the search capabilities as well. Another one is the ability to inline edit. Okay, so I've also connected this Gmail user to an org that has Einstein power behind. So you'll see additional icons here that kind of tell me insights about the account that was suggested by Lightning for Gmail. So Einstein has some insights to share with me about the account and about those opportunities. So maybe I should pay attention and make sure that the prospect responds in this case.
Thank you, Damien. That's a fantastic user interface, just addition to your Outlook or your Gmail. It is taking kind of a narrower slice of Salesforce, but surprisingly full-featured, and putting it there along the right-hand side. What I'm going to talk about now is Lightning Sync. And what's beautiful about that is that it doesn't really have a user interface. It's always working for the user in the background. Mm-hmm. Users are taking calendar actions, creating events, modifying them, accepting and declining. They're modifying contacts, creating contacts. They don't want to have to think about making that data propagate all over the place to their devices, to their Salesforce and so forth. So I'm just going to give a taste of the kinds of things you can create, let's say in Salesforce or in Google, that Lightning Sync will just magically pick up for you and keep on moving around.
Show us some magic.
Okay, let's go to my computer now. So now I am logged in to Lightning Experience, and here I'm going to show something. Most Lightning Sync functionality is available both in Salesforce Classic and in Lightning Experience. We have a new feature that's very exciting that's going to be available in Lightning Experience only. I think it'll be a very good reason for customers to move to Lightning Experience if they haven't done so already. To date, we've talked about Lightning Sync looking at your external calendar, say your Office 365 calendar, and bringing events into Salesforce. But wouldn't it be nice to create and modify events in Salesforce and have them go the other way back to Office 365?
Absolutely.
Well, we've built that, and it is now a kind of, it's really interwoven with the calendar feature, which is also really nice. And working together, it creates a kind of bidirectional sync experience. Another way to look at it is that users can schedule in Lightning Experience through Office 365. Let me show what that means. So here I am in the calendar, Lightning Experience. I'm going to create a new event. And all this is familiar, create event, except for one thing. Look at this. Here's something that existed in Salesforce Classic, but until the summer has not existed in Lightning Experience, and that is the ability to add attendees or invitees. It's a synonym. So this is great. I'm creating an event. It's a kickoff meeting associated with some account, let's say. And here's the great thing. I'm there, I'm the organizer, Mark, but I would like to have a, well, how about a lead? Let's add a lead like Andy Smith. How about a contact like Edward? How about a user, maybe my sales engineer who's going to help me demo something? Her name is Helga. Put her there. And this is great. We have added attendees. I've created this event. And when I save, what's happening? This is getting created in Office 365 at pretty much instantaneously. Office 365 for Microsoft is what's taking care of sending out the invites. In the past with Salesforce Classic was managing the invites, and our customers could have kind of the funny experience of some invites seeming to come from Microsoft and other things seeming to come from Salesforce. Now everything looks and acts the same. It comes from Office 365, and it manages the responses. So I'm going to just open this one again. I don't think anyone has replied this fast. The invite has probably only just hit their inbox. But notice this, that we have, we don't know the responses yet, but when they reply, those replies will travel through Office 365 and show up here. So I have scheduled an appointment in a really full-featured kind of way from Salesforce. I could have done that from Office 365, and if I did that, that would also come here to this calendar. It's a two-way sync that allows me to schedule things in either place. And again, this new exciting feature is available in Lightning Experience. This bidirectional aspect for events is in Lightning Experience. If you want to sync just from, say, Office 365 to Salesforce, you can do that in Classic as well. So I took this opportunity to tell you something really exciting that's happening with Office 365 in Lightning Experience, and I'm sure some of our customers who are saying, wait, but I use Google, or I use on-premises Exchange 2013, 2016, what about me? It's on the roadmap. We're going to get to that roadmap slide in a bit, but we're starting in Summer 18 with this. Now, let me show a little love to Google as well. We've made some improvements there. To date, our Lightning Sync for Google flavor has been beta, and I'm really thrilled to say that's going to be generally available. And it's, I guess, the feature that we'll use to inaugurate that great step to generally available is making the contact sync bidirectional. Up until now, with the Lightning Sync for Google beta, you've been able to create or modify events in Salesforce and have them flow into your Google contacts. It looks a lot like this. When you set it up for an end user, fortunately, an end user doesn't really have to do anything. Automatically, this Salesforce Sync contact group will get created, and the training for your end users is pretty much, hey, if you want something to go back and forth between your Google contacts and Salesforce, do it here in this Salesforce Sync contact group. It's easy. Same model we've used for our Microsoft flavor in the past, and it works great. And so the wonderful thing is that if I go and modify or create contacts here on the Google side, I will find that when I go back into Salesforce and look at those contacts, there the changes are. I could modify them further here and have that go back out to Google. So the Google Contact Sync bidirectional, by the way, is available in Lightning Experience and Salesforce Classic. It's just that calendar scheduling where if you want the deluxe version, you got to move to Lightning Experience.
That makes sense.
All right, let's go back to the slides and talk something about some more details about what these features are and if you have the system requirements to set them up.
Yeah, let's go over that. So let's quickly recap what you've just seen in the demonstration earlier. With Lightning for Outlook and Lightning for Gmail, that bring that Salesforce visual experience and embeds it in your Outlook application, whether it's desktop or Outlook on the web and in Gmail, with the ability to view records, copy emails as you're typing them as well, create Salesforce records, search in Salesforce, use Lightning templates, even Einstein capable with insights on accounts and opportunities. So go ahead, grab a screenshot so that you can share with your team and convince them that this is the tool they can use to increase that adoption. It's also compatible with the App Builder. So the different sections that we're providing out of the box can be manipulated around using the visual interface of the App Builder. I'm showing a screenshot here where you can remove a section. Let's say my coworkers in the sales organization do not really look at cases. You can remove the cases section altogether. You can shuffle sections. You can even bring new components from partners on the App Exchange. Partners like Level 11, DocuSign, Clarisoft are releasing new components that you can leverage. If you have development capabilities in-house, you can also develop your own Lightning components and make them specific to the emails you're reading and the calendar appointments you're organizing.
Now hold on a second, Damien. So I love that. Drag and drop. I can just drag something into the app and change it, but is this going to be hard to deploy to all my end users? Do they all have to go through an installation process again?
And the answer is no. So we're not looking at compiling a new executable and pushing it out, talking to your IT organization. It's all done in the cloud. So as soon as you save and activate that page, the next time someone will go in Gmail or in Outlook, they will see the new page. So that's fantastic news to the IT organization, to you guys on the admin side, because it means your users are always running on the latest and greatest. If you're currently using Lightning for Gmail or Lightning for Outlook, you will get all those features without lifting a finger. It's very seamless. As soon as your pod gets upgraded to the summer release, you will get those features. So it's a fantastic architecture. What's new in Summer 17 specifically is the ability to pin it open, copying those emails as you're typing them, and the ability to use Lightning email templates. For Gmail, same story, except that it's generally available. Congratulations on Lightning Sync as well. And then we're going to remember who your Salesforce user is. So as soon as you authenticate into Gmail, you will not have to log on to Salesforce anymore. For the system requirements, you've got requirements on the Outlook application side as well as on the server side. So the first question you'll want to ask your Exchange IT admin team is, hey guys, which server are we on? Is that on-prem? Is it Office 365 with Exchange Online? If it's on-prem, is it a modern server? So take a look at the system requirements there. If you don't meet those system requirements, we still have you covered. You can use the side panel to manage your emails as well. For Lightning for Gmail, you need a corporate G Suite account. As long as it's not a consumer Gmail account, you'll be able to deploy that in your Chrome browser.
Okay, now let's review the goodness that Lightning Sync brings to our customers who have Office 365, Exchange, and Google. The beautiful thing is that this is a server-to-server sync. That means it's always running in the background and users don't have to worry about it. They don't even have to have their devices on. They don't need their laptop on. They don't need their phone on. It's just working. All they have to worry about is touching their calendars and their contacts, and the rest happens. And like I said, any device, that could be Windows, Mac, iOS, or Android, so long as an end user's IT department has made his or her favorite device talk to the Google Calendar or the Exchange Calendar, then they are benefiting from Lightning Sync immediately. And that is really easy on IT. They didn't have to install anything to make that happen. Nothing on a server, nothing on an end user's device. They just need to get Salesforce talking to their server or to Office 365 in the cloud, and they've got it. And what are those data flows that are available? In the Microsoft flavor, we've got events going both directions if that company uses Office 365, or from Exchange to Salesforce if they are using the Exchange on-prem, and contacts sync bidirectionally. Likewise, in Google, which again is now GA,
Yes.
that Lightning Sync GA for Google is bidirectional for contacts, and that at this time is still syncing from the Google Calendar to Salesforce. It's on the roadmap to make that a two-headed arrow. Stay tuned. Now, what's new in 17? So syncing Lightning Experience bidirectionally with Office 365, as I showed, and also syncing contacts bidirectionally with Google. And this means that Lightning Sync for Google is GA. So with Lightning Sync, the system requirements are very similar as they were for Lightning for Outlook, but in some ways a little bit easier because there's no Outlook requirement. Lightning Sync doesn't care if you use an iPhone or if you use an Android tablet or if you use Outlook on a Mac or a PC. It really just cares what server do you have in the background that you're connecting Lightning Sync to. So for the on-prem capable functionality, that's got to be Exchange 2013 and 2016. For some of the features that are even a little bit more deluxe, Office 365 is what you want. I should mention, by the way, if you don't meet these system requirements, we do have an installed solution still called Salesforce for Outlook that can do synchronization for you. If you're a Google customer, same thing, Google G Suite. All right, and now we're going to talk about the roadmap.
All right, so we know you're eager to hear about the roadmap, so I'm going to cover what's coming in Lightning for Gmail and Lightning for Outlook. We're going to continue working with Microsoft to bring that pin in desktop Outlook for Mac 2016, as well as Outlook on the web, which is when you open your browser to read your emails on webmail. So that is going to come out later in the calendar year 2017. So stay tuned. We're going to use the Success community to let you know when that's available. We're going to continue investing in those email template capabilities, such as supporting classic UI templates, allowing you to create new templates directly from your email application. And then we're working with other teams. So we're working with the Einstein team to bring the predictive lead scoring capabilities right where you work in Outlook and in Gmail, as well as with the Pardot guys. So you can see the engagement history that you have with your prospects and your leads. There is actually a pilot going on in the summer 17 release. So if you are a current Pardot customer and you want to take a look at that pilot, contact your AE. They'll make sure that you're eligible. So we expect that on the roadmap, those capabilities will become generally available as well. And then on the sync side, we're not syncing tasks at the moment, and we're looking at bringing those task management capabilities in Outlook and in Gmail so that you can manage your Salesforce tasks there. So that's going to be introduced in Lightning for Gmail or Lightning for Outlook. Now let's talk a little bit about Lightning Sync.
Happily. So we have a really robust roadmap, and I can't wait to get to these items because now we've proven that we can fulfill these needs sometimes in just one particular server flavor. So I can't wait for us to have it do it on the other ones. So let's start with Lightning Experience syncing events bidirectionally. That is calendar scheduling. We're doing it for Office 365. We're going to do it for on-premises Exchange 2013 and 2016. Of course, I'm not going to forget about Google Calendar either. We're going to sync those events bidirectionally with Google Calendar for those customers who use that. And then, and this has been a top feature request, and we are working on it. I can't wait to release it in the nearish future. Lightning Experience syncing recurring event series. For our contact sync, some of our customers use person accounts. We need to add support for person accounts. We're going to do that. And we want it to make it more available to users, not only those with the standard license, but also the Service Cloud and Force.com licenses. So, Damien, in these few minutes, we only scratched the surface of all the detail. There are plenty more details, I'm sure lots of questions that we probably didn't answer. what I want to do is urge everyone who's watching to go to our success community group. We monitor it, but you know what? Thankfully, all of your, let me call them your colleagues out there, other Salesforce customers and users, they're active there too, and they frequently answer the questions faster than Damien or I can even get to them. And if you want to do some self-directed study and earn a badge, please look at Trailhead. We have a trail called Integrating Microsoft Email and Salesforce, and it's another great resource. So Damien and I want to thank all of you for watching today, and we hope that you see something really exciting and really useful.
Thank you.